For this project, you will need a USB drive of size 4 gigabytes or larger, a computer with administrative access, access to the internet, and general knowledge about navigating a BIOS. First, we need to obtain a lightweight OS. For this, we are going to be using Kali Linux. Navigate to the Kali Linux homepage. And download either the 32 or 64-bit image. Take note of where you save this image. We already have it downloaded, so we're going to skip this step. Next, you will need to download the Windows 32 disk imager. Just Google Win32 disk imager and click the first link. Download and install this, and then we can move on to the next step. Once again, I already have it installed, so we can skip this. Now, you will need to insert your USB drive. Once you insert your thumb drive, take note of the drive letter that it is assigned. This will be different depending on your operating system and what other drives you're already using. Now, open up the Windows 32 disk imager that you downloaded. Click the folder icon to browse to where you installed Kali Linux. You will notice that no items show up. You must change the file type to the period for all file types, because our file is an ISO. Select the appropriate Kali Linux install. Open it, and then verify that the device that you will be writing to is the same drive letter of your thumb drive. Once you are sure that this is the correct drive letter, select Write, and you will write the data in the image file to the device. This will erase anything that's on the thumb drive, so be wary. Okay, now that you have your bootable USB drive with Kali Linux installed, you're ready to go. For this example, we're going to be using an older laptop running Ubuntu 14.02 with a Grub bootloader. So we can go ahead and turn off the device. Insert your USB boot key and then proceed to turn on the computer. For us, the escape key brings up the startup menu. On your computer, it may be the delete key or one of the function keys, but it usually says at the bottom of the pre-boot. Once we have this menu up, you're going to want to select boot device options. For us, that is F9. Now here you should see some options. For us, we're going to be booting to our USB drive, the DS Bolt. If this does not show up, you may need to go into the BIOS options using the F10 key or whatever key your device needs and enable USB booting in the BIOS setup. Now we'll boot to our USB key. We are going to go ahead and run the live version, which will boot Kali Linux off of the USB drive. Now that we are booted into our Kali Linux USB drive, we can navigate to the computer and see all hard drives and partitions that are on this computer. In the case of our hard drive, it is not encrypted. Now we're going to test this on a Windows machine. Reboot the machine. Plug in your USB drive and then reboot the machine. You will need to press delete to get into the BIOS for boot override. Go to your boot override and boot to your USB. Boot to the live disk. And we are now booted to the USB drive. Go to computer, and would you look at that? I can see all of my hard drives that are attached to my computer. Let's take a look at WD Blue. Oh my gosh, all the files.